First Things First is sponsored by Ram Trucks, built to serve.
Get mad at me now. Now you've overcorrected.
I wasn't here Friday. I'm back. It's been a great weekend together.
Yes. True.
Playoff mode is here.
I know.
Let's go.
Okay.
Wilds actually talked to us away from the set.
Wow.
Which was
Yeah.
crazy.
Except for my
Probably a little-
grandparents who we
maybe 'cause
snubbed,
your
and
wife
they are
was
not
there.
happy about it. Sorry, grandma.
I was a big hit.
Yeah.
I told you
with
I'm
everyone
beloved.
But the most important people there. Good
It's
job.
First Things First. Today, Lakers set for a rematch against the Pelicans, and then a potential date with Denver. Could an upset be brewing? Probably not. Meanwhile, Steve Kerr doubles down on the same quote from last week. He believes the Warriors can do something special. Why one person here totally agrees with him. And finally, we're 10 days away from the NFL draft. Nick has mock draft version 3.0 coming
That
up.
doesn't mean it's better than the other two mock
Actually,
drafts.
it does.
It means it's
Three
newer.
means we're closer to the draft.
Yes.
Now you got more
Yep.
information. You have
Updated,
more
not
time to
necessarily
marinate,
1.0,
study.
2.0,
He's
3.0.
just mad because he
nailed that.
accidentally said Caleb was going to do better than me.
Yeah,
I mean,
2.0.
accidentally. He didn't.
Nick Wright, Kevin Wildes, Chris Broussard. We're going to start with the Lakers in the play-in yesterday. They dispatched of the Pelicans 124-108 to set up a rematch with the Pelicans. Winner moves on to play Denver. Nick, should Lakers fans be happy?
At the risk of infringing on a copyright.
Never a
No
doubt.
Wilds. They shouldn't be happy.
Oh, here we go. I mean,
They should be ecstatic, euphoric, elated, over the moon. However, well done, right, bro? I won't do it again. I just felt like I needed it for that moment. Listen, here's the reality. However thin, and it is very thin, admittedly, the Lakers' path to competing for a championship is it had to start here. Well, I mean, once we knew they were locked into the play-in line, in my opinion, the two things that needed to happen were get out of the 9-10 disaster zone area, check, and I know this is controversial to believe, but I adamantly believe it, get Denver as early as possible. And that is not because Denver is a better matchup than other teams would be. It's not because the Lakers are better than Denver. But if it is because we are to assume in order to make the NBA Finals, they're going to have to go through the Denver Nuggets. The only chance they have is now.
it's a reasonable take.
Rested, healthy, LeBron, if we can show you, rolling. LeBron's the last he's been playing out of his mind. The only game they lost was when AD couldn't play because of I think it was a concussion. I don't know if they called it that, but concussion symptoms, and the Warriors had the greatest shooting night in NBA history. And so it really to me, Brew, is about, if you're a Lakers fan, are you happy, is about what your goal is. Is your goal the longest possible time in the playoffs? Or is your goal the best chance of winning the championship? Because right now, I don't think those two things are aligned. If your goal is the longest possible time in the playoffs, then you want to be on the other side of the bracket as Denver. And just like last year, maybe see them in the conference finals when you're exhausted and old and get swept. If your goal is, you know what if we could win it? With 4 days between the play-in and game one, or 5 days, and then multiple days between every early game, which is only the case in round one, I think is perfect. I think this is exactly what the Lakers fans should have hoped for, and they got it. If they win tomorrow night.
I'm going to address that. I know we got the next country. We're going to talk about the Denver-Lakers matchup. So I'll address what you said then. As far as answering the question, it's all about your perspective. I mean, because when you look at the fact that just a few days ago, they were the 10th seed, and looking at playing Golden State and then maybe Phoenix
on the road
just to get to the playoffs, on the road both times, then this makes you feel good because they've owned New Orleans, right? I think they're 3-1. Are they 3-1 against them this year? Obviously, they played well against them yesterday. And you mentioned LeBron, how well he's playing. One thing I like, too, at times he was guarding Zion. So even just taking on, like, a big game, we need this win, give me Zion. And he did a good job on him.
Yep.
And so, yeah, you're excited if you're the Lakers, considering all the other options to be in this scenario. A lot of people, Nick, are talking about they should lose and try to get to the 8th seed. Obviously, they've owned Oklahoma City, beating them 3 straight times, 3 out of 4 this year. The problem, I am totally against that because you can't play around like that. Because then you get probably Golden State or Sacramento,
who's
they won against you. Yeah,
right. Yep.
In a one and done. Yep. You definitely don't want that. So I think this is a good case scenario. I don't agree. And I think we're going to get to that. I don't agree, though, with your take about them playing Denver now.
But so just to stay on the if they lose, everyone at this table agrees that they should, of course, do everything they can to win tomorrow night, even though it means playing Denver.
Silly
whether you think,
otherwise.
So we all agree on that. But this can also be true. Because of how the bracket fell, a loss tomorrow night won't feel devastating to most. It might to me, because I think you want to get Denver early, but to the rest of, people rooting for the Lakers or rooting for LeBron or whomever, it will be like, okay, the season will come down to a game which is terrifying, but then after that, then you would be on the opposite side of Denver, and you get OKC, but then it opens up the door to your season being over in 72 hours.
Quickly, Brew, just on the Pelicans. Zion, we're in year 5. Never been to the playoffs. He played 70 games this year. Got cooked up by LeBron last game, but I think there's a little bit of like, all right, Ingram's missed 12 games. He was held to. Ingram had 13. Zion had 12. Do you think this is sort of a moment for Zion against the Lakers?
No.
No.
I mean, look, honestly, we were happy, and I think I speak for a lot of people. We're happy he played a full season.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's where the bar is on the #1 pick in the
Yes.
Before Caitlin Clark, it was Zion. It's like,
but that's
Caitlin
over.
Clark.
That's over. I'm serious.
So we're happy that he played. He's healthy.
Baby steps.
And he played.
Baby steps. It's been 5 years.
Well, yeah, but
he hasn't been healthy.
Well, now he is.
And look, he played well. And he handles the ball, get into the hole at will.
My God.
I mean, he played well, but no. 70 games. Next year, we'll talk about winning a series.
Yeah. Get in the playoffs. He can't play a playoff game. He just lost. They could have gone to the 6. Just lost.
Make the playoffs. Sure.
Make the playoffs. Beat LeBron.
I mean, but if they're not going to beat the Lakers.
You don't think?
I don't think
No, because
you think they're going to beat the Lakers?
I think they're going to win tomorrow. I think they're going to win.
See,
How? I mean, they haven't. I think it's a tough matchup for them.
I just think
and
that
they're
game
working
was
in Ingram.
That's the thing. I think that's what they did.
Yesterday they could have been the 6 if they win, which would be super. Them being New Orleans, super useful for them. And that was not. I understand it was Masters Sunday. There's a lot going on. Maybe people were there. 30 teams playing yesterday. That game was an annihilation from the opening tip.
Yeah.
But don't you think it's an Ingram thing?
No, I think that if you're New Orleans or Minnesota, this whole incorporating your second best player right before the postseason could be a problem. But I do want to say real quick before we move on, Brew, I will never again underestimate the power of the Bud list. Put Wilds on the Bud list demanding he let the Tiger out more often. The first segment of Monday's show.
Well, you guys are just like, once they win. There is a game.
There you go,
once game 4, go back to L.A.
I mean, really.
You know what I want, bro? 15 points.
Okay, well, listen.
He'll give you 15
20 points
tomorrow.
Here, Tatum.
He's going to lose to LeBron James, and you're going to kill him for that?
Hey, LeBron James is as old as me. Yeah, I'm going to. Paul George had his moment against LeBron. Young Tatum, had his moment against LeBron.
In losses.
Well, have a moment and win.
And some people have George and the GOAT conversation.
Yeah, exactly.